recording. Okay, then. G'day, legends. It is Jai, that Aussie metal guy here with Crannk.com, and today we're stepping into a brand new era for one of Finland's most
Oh no.
exciting,
Oh
uh,
no.
Oh no.
still there,
Who's that? Oh,
electrifying heavy metal
oh.
exports. From winning Wacken Metal Battle back in 2010 to 7 studio albums, multiple
Ooh.
Finnish '1 records, touring with the likes of Nightwish, Sabaton, and everybody in between. Battlebeast have carved out their own place as one of modern power metal's biggest and boldest forces. 2026 marks a massive turning point, a new chapter, a new voice, a new energy. Joining me today, we've got longtime pillar of the band and founding bassist Eero Sipilä. Great to have you back, mate. And stepping into this next era, we have Brazilian powerhouse vocalist Marina La Torraca, known for her work with Phantom Elite, Exit Eaton, her professional musical theatre background. This is Battlebeast. Thank you so much for joining me, guys.
Thank you. We should have you do the kind of stage introductions
Yeah,
from out of the Australian.
this is great.
That was great promo.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
you
had
know?
Sammy saying that the other day, from Lost Society. He's like, man, we need to bring you on the road. You can just be our hype man. No worries at all.
Cool.
Really, really excited to have a chat with you guys about this. If you had to describe the new chapter of Battle Beast, how would you describe it?
Wow, that's a great question because hasn't yeah, and it hasn't been written yet. Like we are
Yes.
just now starting. It's really funny because I mean she's been in the band now for I don't know how many months officially.
Very few.
Very few, and we've known you for maybe a few months anyway.
Yeah, very few as
But we're still like kind of preparing for that first show, so no one exactly knows how it's going to be like. But the atmosphere is there. Like I think we're having a super good mood during the rehearsals, like the work, like regarding the music and the social media, everything like kind of everything is just gelling super well and
Yeah.
just this good atmosphere. So I don't see how this new chapter, how it possibly couldn't be great.
Yeah. Actually, if you take facts instead of fear as a, as a
Yeah.
measurement, the facts are all there and they're positive so
Yeah,
far. So,
absolutely. Yeah.
so based on facts, we can only be positive about
Yeah.
it.
So why wouldn't we be positive?
Yeah.
Exactly. I'd heard of you before through Exit Eden and your work as well through Phantom Elite. You're an amazing vocalist. I didn't know so much about your theatrical background till I went and checked in for the research. It's amazing. You're bringing in so much experience as well into this role. And if anyone's checked out your work, you're just perfectly suited for this role as well coming in.
Thank you. That's it's not a very easy connection if you're talking about musical genres and you look at Exit Eden, it's symphonic, Phantom Elite is modern metal, and then here it is this Battlebeast, which is grit and high notes all over the place. So I get why people are like, how's that gonna work? But somehow it does.
Yeah, somehow it does. And I think it's a good thing that it's not, I mean, if you had been like playing in some, other, European power metal band, then it could be like, okay, the singer from this band, who I also already knew, is now in this band. And now it's like, okay, now we get the singer who comes from, well, not outside the scene, but from a different scene. And so it's kind of to me, at least, it's a bit more of a fresh approach, kind of not selling for the most obvious choice, perhaps.
Yeah, and I think Battlebeast is the band to pull this off because they're so musically out of the box.
Yeah. I mean, if we had like, if we just kind of, well, like I said, we don't really like to kind of fence ourselves in creatively or regarding songwriting. That is always, with every album, we kind of break down a few barriers and to take the music to some new places. So I hope at this point our fans will be like kind of open to the fact that there in the future there's going to be changes, and now the change happened to be the fact that the singer is a new one,
which is
huge. It is kind of huge, but at its core, the music is going to be the same. And when I say the same, I mean it's still going to evolve and change in a natural way. Like we're not going to implement any, how should I put it? Like we're not going to change anything just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
But we're going to let the music breathe and evolve naturally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So take me back to that very first rehearsal together. Was there a particular song or moment where you kind of looked at each other and gone, this is it. This is just
that was like 3 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's no joke. Like before this week, I mean, we had flown Marina in a couple of times to just really do this kind of, to shoot some content and really just try things out.
Yeah.
But they weren't like actual rehearsals.
No.
Like they were just really on the spot. Like, here are the songs.
Yeah, because we need something when this comes out.
Yeah.
And I literally came straight from, I was on tour with Blackbriar doing their merch because I was just helping out my friends.
Yeah.
And flew in straight after that to here. I was learning the set on tour, like literally not sleeping and driving myself nuts. Came here, I was like, okay, king for a day. Okay, next one. Okay. And then afterwards, I was just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, but like,
it's not a rehearsal.
But, speaking of specific moments, well, I think like it was Monday or Tuesday, we did Eye of the Storm, and you were a bit like, that's a bit rough for me. I don't know if I can hit those voices. Like, just try, and then it's perfectly spot on, like perfect pitch and everything. So it's just really like, even for me to see that somebody's kind of stepping in, doing the work and succeeding, it's really like motivational for me to see that,
I'm glad
you give people a chance to show what they're capable of, and they are better than they thought, perhaps themselves even.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah, so it must be exciting coming in as well. You're playing Japan, which you guys have played before, but your first ever Australian tour, and it's your kind of first ever tour as well. How are you guys approaching the set list? Are you leaning into some legacy classics? Are we going to play a little bit of everything, or are we just trying to blend it?
Yeah, I mean, the new album Steelbound is still like only like 45 months old.
I know.
I don't know how exactly. 45, not 45.
Yeah, about 5 months when we chatted in October, I think it was.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, at least in my perspective, even though it's kind of hard to comprehend because so much has happened since, but in my head, we are kind of still on the Steelbound tour. And just what we always do is when we have a new album out, we're going to play like at least 6 or 7 songs, and then the kind of best of, biggest hits, whatever you want to call it. And also, to tell you the truth, we really haven't had any time for anything extra. Like since last summer to this point, it's been just constant. Shoot the music videos, release the album, do the promo, tour for 39 shows, find a new singer, all of that. Like, we've had no chance to really like do anything extra. So
try not to cancel the show.
Yeah, exactly. Try not to get canceled. And so for now, we really didn't kind of. It would have been cool to do this kind of I don't know, some chapters tour where we do something from each album, but sadly this is not the moment for that. Now we are still on the Steelbound tour, and even though there's been some changes, this is the tour for that album, and that's what we're going to bring to Australia, and hope fans will love that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And we did chat about you said ask me in 2 months. That just kind of come to me when you were like, man, we've been so flat out. And then I'm like, how are you feeling about everything? And you mentioned to me, you're like, ask me in 2 months how I'm feeling. Is it still a little bit like, ask me in 2 months how I'm feeling?
Honestly, I'm getting better now, but like I need to be like honest. Like when the tour ended, like December 15th, and then we put out the big news, I was like, I don't know if I've ever in my life been so exhausted. Like, I really just needed kind of a break from everything and really just focus on, I mean, music is such a huge part of my life, and this band especially, like, this is the biggest thing I've done in my life. But for now, I just really needed to take my eyes off it and just kind of focus on everything else. Like, I'm not just the bass player for Battlebeast. I'm also a person with, friends and family and other hobbies, and I really just needed to focus on that. But now that, at least for me, when I took some time off, now I feel again, like really feel this fire and the urge to get back out there and, throw Battlebeast at all these crazy challenges in Australia and straight to the fire. Now I'm ready for it. Yeah. But I'm glad you didn't ask me on like December 17th, because you could have gotten some pretty like depressed sounding answers.
Marina, I was reading in the presses, you were saying that you saw that email with Battlebeast in your name, and you kind of thought it was a bit of a mistake or something. What was it like going from that email up into this process of the rehearsal? Because it's just been handled so well by the band as well for you to come into this position.
Yeah. I absolutely think so. So I'm happy, by the way, everything has been handled from all parts in this thing, because we know shit show when it happens, right? From other bands. And I'm not naming names, but and then things it gets messy. People start accusing, doing weird shit. So I'm very glad that that was not the case at all. Everybody was super professional about everything. So so in that case, best case scenario. But I did think, since that email, until we actually announced, I always thought there was a chance of it not going through. As Eero said, I think that's imposter syndrome. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So I was like, every day I was just a little bit uncertain. I was like, but is it really happening? But I was like, maybe Noora changes her mind, like, who knows? I don't know. Every day I was just thinking, like, well, I'm working like super hard for this, but I won't get too excited until it's actually announced. Yeah. So, but now it's just like, I won't say that it's more chill for me, because it isn't. I'm super hyped in all ways possible. Like I dream of these shows. Like I go to sleep thinking about it. I wake up thinking of lyrics. Then I go, I move on to thinking like, oh, that ad lib I have to do differently, because I'm not hitting that. No, just like all these things in my head the whole time. So I cannot say that I've let my guard down yet, but eventually, maybe after the tour, I will be able to enjoy my vacation.
Well,
that will be deserved.
Yes.
Well, you kind of hit on a little bit of a point that I was going to ask as well, Marina. You're stepping into a catalog where fans know every lyric, kind of every scream as well, and you want to approach those classic songs, faithfully, but you're also your vocalist as well, so you want to express yourself a little bit your way as well, so that fans can see what you can do too.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to overthink it. I'm not trying to be like, oh, where am I going to be me here? It's more like, as I said in previous interviews, that I am the healthy way for me to approach this is to think of it as a musical theater piece, where there's music that has been written for a role, and it was like someone very legendary played that role for years, and I know Nora contributed to the back catalog. I know, so I'm not taking her credit off of it, of course not. But I'm saying, for my mental sanity, that's how I approach it as a singer. It's like, okay, so there is these songs that have been written. Someone else did that, beautifully for a decade or more, and now I'm just gonna go and sing that stuff. And I think it evolves with time as well. I'm pretty sure the way I'm singing the songs today is not the way I'm going to be singing in a year.
Right. Yeah.
I think there will be changes, things I incorporate that just appear subtly.
And it's very different. Like, even now we're kind of doing what we're doing on our rehearsals now. We go through the whole set, but it's still different. Like, when you do it on stage, you get the adrenaline, you get the audience feedback. Maybe your body reacts a bit different.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah. So like you said, it will definitely be different in the future. But I think that's also like a good thing to consider, that we never, like, I think we even told it to you, that we're not looking for, a carbon copy of Noora.
Yeah.
We need somebody new to bring out their personality and their musical taste and their voice to this and make it their own. Like, and I know you've been watching a lot of the live streams we did to kind of catch up on things and what Noora did and what the rest of the band did. And that's a good place to start, is to, study thoroughly. But over time, you will definitely kind of develop the way you do things, the way you pace yourselves. And
also in terms of technique, I am polishing my own technique when it comes to singing higher stuff and involving some distortion, which is something I haven't really done much before. Only the harsh vocal stuff, which I'm still struggling with mixing, the harsh vocal stuff with this super heavy high singing set. So I'm pretty sure all that eventually will even be better figured out. Right. But that's the fun of it, like, things can evolve and get, more interesting even.
Exactly, because I remember the conversation that we had, Eero. We talked about how when you, as a songwriter, you make music with the vocalist in mind. So I know you're still touring the Steelbound, but your
Right.
brain must already be ticking and clicking, going, "Hey,
Yeah.
we could do this." And I know it's going to be Battlebeast, but I'm really looking forward to this next chapter, and I know we're still on Steelbound as well. But as a musician, a songwriter, you must already be.
Yeah,
Wheels
absolutely
turning.
am. And yeah, definitely, because there's like kind of different strengths between Marina and Noora.
Yeah.
Like Marina has this super beautiful low register, and I think we're definitely gonna use that because I don't want to put Noora down in a way, but like I would say that her low register wasn't like where she really shone. But now that we got that tool, so maybe we can write more songs where it kind of hangs out in the low for a bit and then kind of shoots up super high elsewhere. I don't know if that sounds new at all, but in my head there's this kind of ideas and thoughts forming on how to kind of make new music that really lets Marina be her best. Yeah.
I like that. I like how that sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is your first Australian run with Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane, kicking off in Perth March 10th as well. Is this your first time to Australia? I know you haven't toured, but is this your first time actually coming over and visiting as well?
Yes, it is. Like I think for everybody in the band, this is the first time.
Yeah.
Because for some reason you're pretty far off from everywhere else.
You are. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys must be really excited. What are you most excited about getting down under here and doing? Definitely obligatory koalas.
Yeah, he's excited about the
Koalas.
koalas.
And kangaroos. And what's the plural form? Platypuses.
Platypi? I don't know. I think
Platypi. Yeah. No, I'm kind of like I try not to set my expectations too high because I know I'll be like crazy tired and jet lag will first kill me on the road to Tokyo. But I'm kind of open for whatever.
I would love to hug a koala. Is that like super touristic-y and like people are like, dude, don't do that?
Nah, you got to do it, mate. It has to be done. Everybody does it. You haven't toured Australia as an international band if you haven't gone and seen a koala and some kangaroos and hopefully some platypus or platypi. We got to end on this one, guys. You're about to hit Australia for the first time, as I've mentioned multiple times. If you could cover one Australian band artist, who would it be?
If I could cover or what?
Yeah, cover. You could do one Australian.
I'm sorry to be super cheesy, but AC/DC. Come on.
Yeah.
No.
It was my favorite band growing up. Like when I was 13, it was my favorite band. So
okay.
I'm sorry, not the most like.
Okay, if we would cover, then actually it would make sense. But I do listen to many Australian bands that have nothing to do with Battlebeast, so it would be a good thing. But so it's like, North Lane, Thornhill, make them suffer all the heavier stuff. Wouldn't cover it, but hey, great bands in Australia.
Awesome. Thank you so very much, everybody. You got to go catch Battlebeast in March. Last word, shout outs. Thank yous are both on you.
Thank you very much. Cool.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Now, rehearsal time.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
Bye-bye.